This is a fun one here. We're on 410 heading east, and the traffic starts to come to a halt right around Parent Vital like it usually does on a regular day. Now, if you get enough cars together in this town, I can assure you will find 1 or 17 drivers that are willing to do something childish to get a few cars ahead in the line. Not because they have an emergency, but because they don't want to wait the extra 28 seconds to get to the birria truck by waiting in the line like the rest of us. Don't get me wrong, I love that stuff, but I ain't driving with a 6-year-old mindset to get there a couple minutes quicker. But this guy up ahead will, and this is the kind of driver who justifies doing wrong by following someone else that already did it. Except when this driver did it, she found out that there's nowhere for her to gain any ground. Then she knew better than to even try to squeeze in ahead. Now, look at this scene here, okay? She's waiting to get back in line. I'm allowing the space for her to do so. She doesn't get over right away. So right now there's this tiny little space here left on the side of the lane. I mean, it's a narrow shoulder. We're moving along as fast as the rest of the cars in this lane will let us, and there's nowhere else to go. But this guy had to get an up-close look to be sure there wasn't any extra room where he could fit his car. I mean, come on, man, you gotta drive better. Here's one that makes me chuckle. I don't quite get why drivers do this, but good lord do I see it quite a bit. So here we are in the left lane, and there are maybe more cars than there should be. But I'm not mad at the truck in front of me. He's just going as fast as the next car will allow. That's pretty much what we're all doing here. But you always get a driver that gets impatient and does one of two things. 1, finds a good point, maps out a way to get through and around the cars to go as fast as they're wanting to go. 2, the driver that doesn't look or map out anything at all, simply jumps into the next lane and speeds up. First of all, if it were that simple, don't you think we'd be doing that? You think we're getting a kick out of not passing cars as quickly as we'd like? But I mean, when this driver comes in the frame here, he's hitting the gas as if he can't see far enough to know that there's a car up here. And then when he gets this close to the car, he starts braking like, oh man, did anyone see that car we were heading right towards? Not only why does this guy do it, why do so many drivers do it? That ain't driving, Sally. I've said before that distracted drivers have no idea how obvious they look. This lady brings her pickup into frame. Here come all the signs. The blinker stays on. That's not a definite indicator, but it's a red flag and enough to get a police officer's attention. Then the swerves. Now she boldly plays the swerving game right alongside this 18-wheeler. Then she has to give a little extra tap on the brake because she gets too close to this car. As I pass, she's still playing the swerving game. None of this is concerning her. She has a big rig right here. She's dangerously close to this truck here. She has me passing on the left, and as I do so, she's still doing whatever it is she's doing, which I believe looks to quite possibly be putting on her makeup. This is bullshit. Those of us that are careful have to be careful for ourselves and for idiots like this. Something else I'll never understand is how some drivers get a license when they think it's okay to make a sport of creating danger for all of us on the road. I can't stand that there are fools who are just plain comfortable driving recklessly, disrespecting the hell out of all of us out here. Like the clown in this BMW coming into frame a lot quicker than anyone else is driving. This driver jumps into this space right here. Now I know many of you have heard this plenty of times, especially if you're a follower of my compilations, but the wide-angle lens makes it look like there's more room than there really is. This was really close to me, and even closer to this car here. If this bumper even taps this car, that means this driver and any possible passengers, this driver and any possible passengers, this driver and any possible passengers, and myself and my passengers would all be put in a really bad spot and could easily be involved in the resulting accident. Once the driver gets through, he then tries to move over, but it looks like nobody appreciated the way this guy did that, and nobody was willing to let him over. So all that rush just to get stuck, and stuck, and stuck. Watch for dumbasses like this on the road when driving an SATX.